Hello, welcome back to Inside the Man Cave. This episode, we're going to look at another Starlog magazine. So this one is number 38 from September, I think 1980. So there's a big focus on close encounters of the third kind. That's the big mothership. So there's a little part with inside the mothership. We've got someone reviewing The Empire Strikes Back, so that's pretty cool. But this is a Close Encounters special edition for Starlog. There's also an interview with a Star Trek member, D. Frost Cully. That's from the original Star Trek series. We've got some new films featured here, including like Clash of the Titans. And yeah, really nice looking cover art for Starlog. So in each Starlog magazine, it has a rundown of what's in the magazine. There's also a lot of ads that get featured in here, but you can see just some of the different departments and features they're going to have in. There's log entries. There's always sort of the news about all the different science fiction movies and everything like that's all coming out. And then there's a bit of the Clash of the Titans. Yeah, so we'll have a look inside this one, but there's definitely going to be an focus of the Close Encounters and the Third Kind movie. And from the bridge part, it always has the good people behind the Starlog magazine and a little intro by the publisher. We have then an ad for Fangoria magazine. I think it's like a horror magazine. I unfortunately don't have any of them, but they're always they're pretty cool to have. And then over the page we have communications, where a lot of people just sort of write in to the Starlog magazine about different things. Here's the best of the Starlog. Over the page there's a bit on, I think, on Empire, so I think that's a little bit about their review on The Empire Strikes Back. But yeah, all these little cool little questionnaires and people that want to sort of ask into the writers and everything like that and have their say in the science fiction world. Next we have log entries, and that always just focuses on the latest news of all the different science fiction and movies and TV shows that are all coming out. And then it just sort of continues over the page. There's a guy there actually holding a Starlog magazine that I do have, that actually featured in I think the first Starlog Magazine Collection in this series. And then there's a Doctor Who little article there. And then all these Starlogs come with a lot of different ads, but they're all sort of science fiction related ads, which is always cool because there's all these different masks. So you've got a Vader mask there, and just horror icons, Dracula. So that's pretty cool. And the log entries continue with just sort of news. It's almost like a news, but a news show, but just all about science fiction and everything. There's a bit on the Middle Earth over here, and then it just continues over the page. Luke Skywalker, space lawyer. Who knows what that's all about? But yeah, it's always good to sort of, it's almost like literally a time machine, going back in time and looking at what news and everything that was back in the 80s, because I was not around in 1980, so yeah, a really cool thing to have. And then log entries just continue over the page too. And then over here is very interesting, Disneyland's 25th anniversary. So that is cool. Science Fiction Film Awards, and then we have, looks like another ad through Starlog Video, so that's very interesting. And you can always get them by just filling out your information and then posting it off. Next is the main article that's on the front cover, and that is the Close Encounters of the Third Kind special in here. So I think it's just a look back at the movie. There is Steven Spielberg right there. and a massive color image with all the little aliens and everything like that. Now, if you've never seen this film, it's good. It's really, really good. That is a really nice clear image there, and then you've got a really good image of the mothership, and then some behind the scenes photos as well. But yeah, I think it was one of Steven Spielberg's, or if it's one of the first science fiction movies he ever did. But yeah, it's really good. I really enjoyed it. And there's some more behind the scenes photos. And then we've got an ad over here for the face hugger from Alien, so that is quite funny. And here it continues over with the Close Encounters. They're also talking a little bit about a lot of the footage was cut and into special editions, because there is actually multiple versions of the film. I know there's like a director's cut, and there's a special edition cut, and then there's a normal version cut. So there must have been like a lot of footage that was left over that never just got into the final film. And then over the page, we've just got some actually records. So I think there's the Empire Strikes Back soundtrack record. And then just some other ones that you can also, just put your information there and order today. So, that's pretty cool. And next we have, it looks like a review on The Empire Strikes Back, but it says The Empire Strikes Out, so hopefully this is a good review, or this guy might have not liked The Empire Strikes Back. I don't know. I don't know how you could not like that film. But yeah, and then you've got a really nice picture of Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker, and then their sort of interview is taking over. But I will try and get the interview for you as much as I can. There's little bits, it might not be readable, but you're welcome to pause the video and read it. Next, we have a Starlog interview with D. Frost Kelly, the original Doctor on the original Star Trek series. So that's just a little interview about him there, and then there's some really nice, good color photos with him with Captain Kirk, and another image. I think that's from one of the Star Trek movies and everything. But yeah, he was always a pretty good character. I didn't mind him very much at all. Next we have a horror film, sort of science fiction horror film part in here. I think it's sort of based off the Alien one, but yeah, there's this little information about that. I don't think I've ever seen this film, called Scared to Death, but it looks pretty frightening. And here we have the Buck Rogers in the 25th century complete episode guide. Now, they've had these episode guides before on these Starlog magazines. I think we did the Lost in Space one the other week. So it gives a bit of an insight of the show and the episodes. I've never seen this show before. I've heard of Buck Rogers, but I've never seen it. But yeah, they give a good, they give you the air date and then just a little bit information about each episode. So they go into some pretty good detail in these episode logs. We have a section on here about an Australian science fiction modeler. So that is pretty cool to have some Australian part in this magazine, because it's much more of like an American sort of style magazine. I think Starlog was, or it could have been UK, I don't know. And then we have the classifieds, where there's just different things people want to sell, or movie merchandise and all that, movies and tapes over here. I think Star Trek blooper reels, but these are always really cool to have a look at. We have a Starlog retrospective with George Powell, 1908 to 1990. So he must have been like a puppeteer. And it says he's worked on like The Time Machine and War of the Worlds. So that's pretty impressive. I don't know too much about him, but this is just a little bit about who he was and everything. And then there's a continued bit over the page as well. Next, we have a Starlog preview, an early look at the new movie Clash of the Titans. We've got a really good, massive coloured picture of the main actor. I think I've seen this film before, but I'm not too sure. I've seen like the newer version, but that's just a little information about it. And then there's some animation problems. So it's like, oh, that's no good. And then it just continues over the page with some more behind the scenes look at Clash of the Titans. And we've got the Starlog trading posts. So there's some of the Starlog magazines that are featured in Japan. There's a Starlog t-shirt, wow. And then over the page they just continue as well. We've got definitely a lot of Star Trek references in here as well. Star Trek greeting cards. And there's a Battlestar Galactica book. We have another Starlog magazine with David Magali, I think that's how you say it. It's Disney Studios' new matinee artist. I think and then there's a little bit about him, and they'll say that he actually worked on the Black Hole, an old sort of Disney film. And then there's a collection of some of his art pieces, which is really cool to have. Like, look at that shot. That is amazing. And then over the page there's even more of his artwork. Kind of actually looks like a bit like the Death Star in a way, but from Star Wars, but not really. Here we have Visions and the Music of the Future and Fantasy Part 1. Film scores before Star Wars. So I think this talks about some of the film soundtracks before the Star Wars film, because I think when the Star Wars film came out, the soundtrack was very popular. So you have Forbidden Planet there with Robbie the Robot, and then you've got some really cool image that looks like a space rocket leaving a planet. And then we're up to the final part now. So we have The Last Word by the publisher or editor, and then has a preview of next month, which I unfortunately don't have this magazine, and The Empire Explained, and that goes on sale September 9th, 1980. And then there's just some more Starlog ads, and then we finish with the Battle Beyond the Stars, Invading Space Summer 1980. That's a cool image movie poster. But that is it for Starlog number 38, with a little focus on Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Pretty epic cover art, I would definitely say, and a not so maybe friendly or good interview review on The Empire Strikes Back, but we'll see. But that is it. Thanks for joining me on another Starlog magazine. We still have a couple more Starlog magazines to go. We'll finish them out for the year. But thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next Starlog magazine.